Hi everybody, it is April and I have done lots of videos on how to create the designs for t-shirts and cards with vinyl and paper, but I haven't really done any or many videos showing what I do once all that stuff is cut out. And there will probably be a cat or two that try to get within this frame because they're cats. So what I thought I would do is show you how I go about weeding, and then I will show you how I go about pressing my shirts. I cut out a normal size Peace, Love, and Flip Flops, which is going to be a shirt for me, and then I'll cut down the vinyl to a weedable size. But I'm going to show you how I would normally do that, because then I also decided that while I was cutting, I should have made a shirt for my granddaughter. So I cut out a smaller version, and what I have to do, glitter is really hard for me to see, and I've got this light that helps me, and so I'll just move this around until I can see exactly where it is, and you probably won't be able to see it, but I can see where the image is, and then I'll give myself a little leeway in case I don't see it as well as I would like. And those are the flip-flop tops. Okay, flat vinyl is way easier to see. There are some flip-flop bottoms right here. So I'm going to cut those out. This is quite a bit smaller than mine. Alright, and this is the heart and the flip-flop top, not tops, but the top of the base of the flip-flop. And then I'll save all this vinyl in a drawer. Alright, the peace sign. And I'll show you also how I use my light pad to weed the vinyl. There's a Cricut light pad beneath. At first I wasn't impressed, and then when I learned the best way to use it, I became impressed, because it can save you. Glitter vinyl is really hard to see sometimes. Alright, so this is the base. So I'll set that part aside. And these are the pieces for mine. I have this awesome tool. I cannot tell you who made it because I don't remember. Okay, here we go. Weed in Pick. So it is wonderful. I cannot imagine working without it, and I don't have it in the, there we go, Weed and Pick, and it's probably backwards, but alright, so this is my flat vinyl. It's the base of my design, and what I do, I don't need my light pad for this, I go in the corner and start pulling the vinyl back from the edge, and then, and I'm left-handed, so I probably weed a little differently than everybody else and start from the opposite side of everybody else. But I just pull the vinyl, and then I know I've got some little areas in my peace sign that are open, and then I know I've got these little guys. The only thing I don't like about weeding tiny pieces is I'm always afraid they're going to drop back on my transfer tape, and then I'm going to accidentally heat press them. Okay, so everything looks good there, and I've got wax paper that I set my images on once I've weeded them. Okay, here, and I don't know how, this is probably going to mess up the image, but so if you look, and let me zoom in a little more, if I can find my zoomer. Okay, so if you see the light pad, and again, I don't know if you can see, but when you bend it, you can see light coming through. So if you bend it, you can see where you need to put your pick, and you can weed your image. It's almost easier to put your pick point at the edge where you can see the edge, and then just pull up. Now, To me, hot pink vinyl is the worst. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the pigment color, I'm not sure. But I find it the hardest to weed. And then I grab the corner and pull back, which is what I do on all the different types of vinyl. This one I just have flat and glitter. There's also electric, and there's stretch. One of these might be stretch. Okay, so see, there's my peace sign. Put it on the wax paper. And here I've got my heart and my flip-flops. Don't need that. For that, grab, pull. So essentially, don't be afraid of weeding. It's just pulling back the pieces, or pulling the pieces off the transfer tape that you don't want to put on your shirt. That's essentially what it is. Alright, and then I've got these little holes, because this is going to show my pink. So I'll weed little holes. Hopefully I'm in the camera. I'm probably covering up what you guys want to see, but it's just patience, really, and a lot of light and a good pick. That's all. Patience, good light, good pick. And I guarantee you there'll be cat hair somewhere on mine. And then you can see where I've weeded, and then the heart was already solid. Alright, moving on. These are the base of my flip-flops, so this should be a pretty easy weed. Pull back the corner. I also find when you're doing text, this doesn't have any words. I find if you weed it backwards, so if you start from the end of the word and go backwards, so your E's will come out more easily. That's just what I think, you know. And here are my flip-flop tops in my favorite glitter color right now, Mermaid. And I use Siser vinyl. I've tried other types of vinyl. I don't like other types of vinyl. I had problems with other types of vinyl not adhering at the temperature that I use. I set my heat press for 310 degrees. And Siser works beautifully. I don't know what happened there. Huh. That's weird. Know if it's really supposed to be that skinny. Somehow I don't think it is. So I may have to redo that flip-flop. And so it's the one on the left that caused me a problem. Very strange. So this is the shirt that I'm going to be putting it on. So it's going to go right about there. And for this, I'll use my Easy Press. I have cat hair on everything. Because it's a small shirt, and if I went to a class and they said the heat needs to hit your vinyl first. So if you've got seams, the seams, even though they don't seem like, get it, seam? Even though it doesn't appear that those seams would cause an issue with your vinyl adhering to your material, it can. Just a little bitty bump can cause this knot to set as well as it needs to in order to make it through the wash, etc. So, I'll just set this aside and we can see what it looks like as we go. And we'll bring the little shirt back over. We'll put this on top. See, cute. When I first started doing shirts, I liked to stay away from designs that had a lot of weeding. But as you get used to weeding, it's like anything else. My peace sign fell off. No peace. Alright. And here we're just putting this to see what it's going to look like. And now I've lost my piece sign. It isn't straight. Oh, actually that doesn't go on there yet. Oh, I lost my piece sign. Oh, there it is. Found it. Crisis averted. I found it. And actually, if I put my heart on top of it, it won't fall off. So here, we've got the flip-flops. Those don't fit very well, do they? I must have moved them separately. So, cut them out. Put this one here. This one here. And then I guess I'm going to have to do the same thing. That's close enough. This is just to get an idea of what it looks like. Turn that off, and then these are going to go here. And this is essentially what the shirt will look like. Alright, I will meet you guys at the heat press.